Mermaid mattress.
So this is a time of year to hold on tight to traditions, and in Dalton they have a really beautiful one. Amanda Brown is here along with Jesse Sutherland. They're representing the Creative Arts Guild down there in Dalton, and it's time again for the Snow Queen. Good to see you both.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. How many years is this, Amanda, for the Snow Queen?
19 years.
19 years.
Yes.
So what I think I know about the Snow Queen is that this is truly a gift of love to the Dalton community, from the Dalton community, right? Because everybody on stage is local.
Absolutely. And Jessie and her dance faculty 19 years ago began the journey of compiling a musical score and splicing public domain music together, creating the characters, choosing their costumes and their choreography, and built this ballet from the ground up. But each year it shifts and changes and morphs based on the dancers that are involved. And we like to switch up the costuming and the sets and things along that way, and the choreography. And it really has grown into something that is absolutely beautiful. And all the dancers on stage are students of Jessie's and her department out of the program at the Guild. And then we do have our professional musicians that are more regional. But everyone is local in that sense.
So if I appear to be rude to Jessie in any way, you're like so many people kind of dealing with a little bit of some laryngitis. So I don't want to put you talking too much. But do brag about those dancers who we're going to see on the stage, because many of them are not really trained dancers. They're just in the community, right?
Well, they're all students from our dance department, so they are training in our program, but they start 5 years old and up. All the ballet dancers are in this production, and they work so hard in classwork, learning technique and then learning the steps for their choreography. And this process really starts in May with auditions, and then we hit the ground running through the summer even. So they have worked so hard to get ready for this show.
The Snow Queen is, if you've seen Frozen, that's the story, only it's Hans Christian Andersen's original version of it, right?
Right.
So, but then do you kind of take your own adaptations of it, Jessie?
We did. We thought about what all that our program has to offer, thought about all of the dancers that we have to provide for to create these roles. So we did adapt it into what works for a stage production.
And does it change then, as you were saying, Amanda, kind of every year? It takes on a little bit of a different feel?
Yes, based on the dancers that are there and their strengths. The dance department and Jessie really kind of think about each dancer individually. And one of the things I love most about it is, as we're heading kind of into the holiday season, this is not a holiday ballet, but it is a seasonal ballet. And for me, the fall is a time of reflection. And so here we go, reflecting through the seasons as we follow sisters all the way into winter. And you really do leave kind of feeling like you're ready for that next transition into the holidays and into the winter season.
You mentioned the musicians. So is the music, what is the music score like?
Hard.
It is hard.
It is a very hard score, and you can ask any one of them and they would agree with it. And our musicians are truly incredible professionals. We pulled music from Glazunov, Tchaikovsky, Delibes, and put together a score originally, editing music, etc., to make it work to tell our story. So when you need a character to have a really big high, well, the music is presenting that.
So it's kind of like Vivaldi's Four Seasons in a way, that you just pick it for the performance, you choose the music for the choreography, essentially, and the storyline. So then costuming has to go hand in hand with that. I know y'all have got some skilled artisans down there.
Oh, wow.
Boy, we do. So some of our costumes are ordered on lower school. All of the upper school soloists, Karen Clement has made from handmade and designed every single soloist costume. Swarovski crystals on them. She even thinks about what's the color of their hair, what is their skin tone, which color of costuming is going to complement them the most. She thinks about every single detail.
Do you have an opportunity when the performance is over, do the dancers go and meet people in the lobby?
With our narrated show, they do.
Okay. So when is the narrated show?
Saturday at 2 p.m.
So when they come out, are they in their costumes?
They will be to meet
So
the
you
children
can
at that
really
time, the
peer and
families.
see the detail then?
Yes.
Yes, and a little bit more on that narrated show. For anyone that this is your first entry into live ballet, or maybe even seeing a live orchestra, this show has narration that goes along that tells the story, the Hans Christian Andersen story, but also talks to the maestro, and the maestro introduces each of the instruments, instrumentalists, and talks about, you know, what do you hear when you hear cold? This is what the Snow Queen, this is her signature movement. Now look over here, these are the instruments that are used for the winter, and so on with each season. So it really is a neat way to kind of, it's an educational aspect as well. And while it's geared towards young families, really a lot of adults say that they end up really enjoying that version as well, because it gives them a little more detail.
Kind of like Peter and the Wolf.
Right,
Same
exactly,
idea?
same idea, absolutely.
That is so
yes.
fun. Now, how many performances will you do? I know you open on Thursday of next week.
On Thursday, we have 2 school field trips Wednesday morning, and then we have a show Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night at 7.
Okay.
Saturday afternoon at 2 is our narrated version, and then Sunday afternoon at 2 is our matinee, our full-length matinee.
You know, are we lucky to have the art of dance preserved and protected like you've done?
It is. We're so glad to be it. It is, you know, feather in our cap. This is a jewel that we have and something that we're really proud of, and to be in our 19th year of sharing it and our 8th year with the orchestra, much in thanks to Ken and Myra White Foundation, who helped this dream happen.
If you live in Chattanooga or whether you're in the Dalton area, do make plans to go and see it. There's something that's really, you just kind of get a pause when you go to a ballet, because it uses your brain in a different way, and you get to be the interpreter of your own story to a degree. And I think it's a beautiful thing. So you can be part of it. The 19th year is the Snow Queen, November 21 to 24. All happens there at the high school theater, but the Saturday matinee at 2 is going to be your narrated show if you want to go and learn as you enjoy. CreativeArtsGuild.org is where you go to get your tickets. Yes. Thank you both.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the most honest commercial you've ever seen. Not the cleanest, just the most honest.
Today, we're fixing a home's foundation.
I mean, that is like the most common thing